Well, I loved the puns so much last hour. I'm going to do it all over again. What do you guys say? This is the domain for all you pizza aficionados. You have to do like
you wrote these yourself.
All right. I'm into it. I'm into it.
Thank
I
you.
love a good cheesy pun.
See, he's supportive.
I'm super supportive.
In the kitchen with us this morning is our supportive co-owner and pizza ninja, Michael from Fine Folk Pizza here.
Hello, everyone.
In Fort Myers.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah.
Speaking of dough, this dough looks really cool. And there's a lot of different aspects to it that you were telling me about that nobody really thinks about when it comes to putting together a pizza.
Yeah, I mean, for us, coming from Jersey, we had a recipe, and we brought that recipe here, and we had to slightly modify it. A lot of people talk about, the water, does it make a difference? Yes, it definitely makes a difference. And so we had to tweak our recipe a little bit and focus on the hydration levels of, meaning how much water do you put in versus flour.
Wow.
We had to change that up, how we're storing it, how long we're storing it, just so many different variables. And eventually, through so much trial and error, we really came up with something that we're super duper proud of.
Yeah.
And then after, when it comes out of the fridge, you have to let it sit for a little, some time to get to room temperature, so that way you can have the proper oven spring. Once, as soon as you slide the pizza in the oven, how quick it rises up. That's what bakers call oven spring. So there's just so many crazy
intricacies.
Elements. Yeah, absolutely. And if you get one of them wrong, here's bad pun. It's blown.
Well, the nice thing about trial and error with food and when you're baking or cooking is that the trial is that you obviously make it, but then you get to eat it.
That's true.
And you get to really test out exactly what it is. I mean,
absolutely.
Your pizza palate is way different than Anissa and I.
True.
I think everybody, look, pizza's either good or not, right?
That's true.
That's it. Everybody loves pizza, and it's either up or down.
And we're mixing up some dough, so you're going to kind of teach us a couple things here.
Yeah. So I'm going to show you guys how to press out some dough.
So excited.
There's so many ways to do this. This is just our method that we use at Fine Folk. So the first thing to do is you want to make sure that your dough ball is nice and floured, which you guys are right there. We'll do the King James on air. All right. So first thing we're going to do is get in there and just press it out around the outside of the crust. We're leaving like just a little bit of an edge, and that's what's going to puff up in the oven, and that's where you're going to get your crust. So if you like a lot of crust, you could push a little bit more, leave a little bit thicker. For me, I'm just looking for about 1/4 of an inch, so we're going around. Then we're going to flip it over. We're going to do the exact same thing. You'll notice we actually stayed out of the middle initially because we don't want to get the dough too thin in the middle.
Okay.
So we stay out, and then once we go to our hand toss, that's going to thin it out a little bit. So here we go. You guys look like pros. Just doing good.
I mean,
I've eaten a lot of pizza in my day.
Yeah,
eat the pizza.
All right, guys. So the next step, what we're going to do is we're going to pick it up. We're going to put it on our hand like this, and we're going to take it and just toss it back and forth like this. And you're going to want to do little quarter turns, maybe 20% of the dough, just rotate it in a circle just to kind of keep it even. That works.
Turning it.
And
you got to turn it slowly.
You're nailing it.
Instructions.
Doing my best, Jeff.
And it's great. And so we're just kind of do that. And you just kind of want to glide it up the arm a little bit, and that's going to, stretch it out as well. All right, so let's go to the next step.
I'm failing.
No, we can save it, and look, you're back. All right, so the next step, we want to use the back of our knuckles, and we want to put our knuckles near the edge. And I always tell my beginner pizza guys when they're first learning to use the table. So if you're a novice pizza maker at home, use the table, right, to support the dough, so that way we're not getting so much stretch. Because if you're holding it here, now it's starting to get thin. But if you use the table to support, it won't do that. So we're going to stretch it, and we're going to rotate. Nailed it. And so you're just going to keep doing that. And what's cool is that you can actually see, if you hold your dough up to the light, if there are any thin spots. And you're going to want to skip those thin spots and just keep going. And now you can just go. There we go.
Hang on.
Yeah.
You're good.
Things are happening. Whoa! Now, Jeff,
that's not what ours look like.
So
I'm looking at it, I'm like, I think we got a lot of thin spots.
So this is a little bit bigger, but you can just keep going. This is definitely bigger than I would usually stretch in the
You
store.
can use that as a cape.
Yeah, or we could do like your next like Halloween costume. I don't know, a ghost. We could do a ghost.
I love that.
Yeah. So yeah, guys. So that's basically how you do it, and then you just throw whatever toppings you want on there, and yeah.
Want to thank Michael D'Annunzio, Fine Folk Pizza over by Gateway, passing JetBlue Park. If you're looking to grab a slice this weekend for your family. Approaching 7:52 is the time. We'll try and get cleaned up as best we can.
Maybe.
We'll be right back.